Absolutely. Positively. Taibu Mu'addib going live. Live in the living color right here. Taibu Mu'addib, man. So getting used to the microphone. We're going to have the live mic in the house. How y'all doing tonight? Getting into my podcast mode. I'll probably be looking something like this. I'm not a boring guy at all. We're going to get it popping. So I want you to think for a second about what your perfect life is like. What's your perfect life like? What would you design your perfect life? What would it be like? Now, if some of you are honest, you will tell me what your perfect life would be like, right? Now, when it comes to relationships, you have to look at how the person looks versus how the person treats you. Because many of you out there right now are with somebody that don't look like it don't look like nothing, but they treat you well and you value that over how they look. And I did an episode like that, and the ladies think that women settle when it comes to looks more than men. Y'all get in the comments section. Let me know what you think about that. Are women settling more when it comes to looks in relationships than men? Let me know what y'all think. Y'all just jumping in here. Happy Friday to many of you. I'm in the Dallas Ft Worth area. This is Arlington, and I will be doing my live podcasting party, the first ever live podcasting party in DFW. So give yourselves a hand, man. Make sure you're over there at TikTok. I've decided to make TikTok my platform. I will monetize this first podcast. That's what I'm being told to do by the people that's supporting the entertainment company. So I have subscriptions set up on TikTok. Make sure you subscribe and make sure that's taken care of. That way you can be taken care of. All right. You don't want to miss this show. So I'll be live on TikTok, everybody. And I will be so you'll have access to the live podcast and party, man, all the excitement, everything. I don't want you to miss anything. So over here on my YouTube channel, shout out to, and I have the YouTube channel. I'm gonna get up to the 1,000. I should get to 1,000 really quick. My entertainment page is because it's like 1,000 over here, 700 over here, 1,170 or 1,710 or something over there. So I got about 4,000 followers across different platforms. Y'all get on over here to YouTube. And again, like I said, when I first started podcast, I'm gonna give y'all a lot more show. So let's get the 1,000 likes and subscribes over here to my YouTube channel over here. Is called what? Let's look at it. The YouTube channel is actually called what? Let's look at it. All right. Let's look at it. LLE and guess. Let's see. I'm trying to get my search engine optimization up already. LLE and guess. That didn't give me anything. Let's see. MGHGENT. Let's go. Just trying to find. There it is. I'm live right now. Okay. So you can find me at MG, the letters MGH and G space ENT. MGHG entertainment abbreviated. So yeah, MGHG. I'm live right now. That's where you'll find the page. I'll make sure I put it in the description. I'll get that link copied, man, without question. We're going to go hard. All right. So I'm copying that right now, putting it over here in StreamYard for the comment. Bam, bam. All right. And this episode is being brought to you courtesy of the Mu'addib Global Holdings Group Entertainment Company, and also, of course, the First Step Coaching Program. Women believe that they settle. This is saying, men, I want you to understand this, because this is important to relationships. With so much competition out there, women, if you're settling for a man that doesn't look and doesn't really have an even kill with your eye load quality. I'm gonna bring all this stuff is gonna come back out because my cousin Byron, shout out to the 412, he told me to bring this back out. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, it does make sense. Ladies, if you believe you're settling for less in the looks department, of course you're gonna be unsatisfied in a relationship. And you're gonna treat that guy ill more than you should because he's not the guy you see on TV. Now, look, man, I'm tell you something. Been in a relationship for 3 years, man. And this lady, I'll come in the crib and she's watching what I call Naked Fool Island. It's a bunch of guys running around greased up. Y'all saw that show, The Fight, right? That all that stuff is, you know what I'm saying, late night for ladies TV. You know, guys greased up, buff bodies running around. I mean, I'm saying, so women are fantasizing, fellas. So if she's in a relationship with you and you have a dad bod or you let yourself go since y'all first got together, whatever the case may be, and you wonder why she's acting funny, you know, I mean, she was never really attracted to you in the first place. And so, you know, you have to understand, men, women think that all men cheat, but at the same time, they're willing to settle for a person that doesn't meet their eye load quality. They're willing to settle for someone beneath what they think they should be with. So they're already with somebody that they're not physically attracted to so much, and then they believe you're a cheater. How does that work for us, fellas? She's with you. You don't know if y'all should look, if you're with her right now, turn to her right now and say, baby, am I enough for you? Do I look excellent to you? Do you get butterflies when you see me every time you see me? Because there are more attractive men out there than you, sir. He's coming. And so way back in the day, there was the work husband, work wife phenomenon. I didn't understand it until I ran into a guy who really believed he was the work husband for a female. This is way back in the day. Really believed that they were, you know, that he had something going on with her as a work husband. And, you know, I'm hollering at the chick, you know, flirting with her type deal. And fam, you can feel the beef and the heat like on belly. You can feel all the beef and the heat coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering, what's wrong with dude? I don't even know this guy. I don't even live here. You know what I'm saying? So it's more or less like, yeah. So, but that's only applicable. So men have work wives and women have work husbands because the person at home isn't, you know, physically all that attractive to them, you know, or worse, or, you know, you meet that person's eye load quality, but y'all don't have that vibe because there's no communication in the relationship. So now what you're dealing with is just because this dude or this chick at work is with your spouse or with your, you know, your significant other more than you, they spend the whole 8 or 10 hours around each other. Now they're playing and dipping and flipping and sharing candy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This is what it is. And you have to accept that. You mess around and pop in and drop in on your spouse or your boo or whatever, whatnot, and fam right there leaned over the desk, you know, and she looking up key-heeing, and you like, what is this? We just be hanging out. Oh, it ain't nothing, you know, that's my homegirl, that's my home. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Biz Markie said it best. You got what I need. You know what I'm saying? But you say she just a friend. Come on. We all know what's going on. You know, parents, all the parents out there, you know how you catch kids in the act of something and they give you that face, right? I'm telling you, I can't make this up. You mess around and walk, you know, pop up at your female's job or your husband's job or something, ladies, and that person being scurried off and now your spouse or your partner acting all weird and fidgety. You're like, what's going on? You already know what it is. You already know what it is. I've been in a relationship and I'm in a relationship and I've seen these relationships, but I'm telling you, you can see something happen that's not natural and you wish you didn't see it, because now you can no longer really take this person seriously. And because you didn't see the full measure, you don't need to. You can't put your finger on it. You don't need to. If it still messes with you, you know what it is. And that person will be like, oh, I love you, this and this and that. Will try to, make it seem, oh, it's nothing. It's just how you look at it. Like, nah. You already know what it is. Uh-oh. The doorbell just rung. Look who it is.
What up, though?
Caso Kenji's in the building.
What's going down?
He promised me a freestyle session. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
But it might get grimy tonight.
Oh, shit.
Welcome to the very first podcast on the Mu'addib Global Holding Group Entertainment YouTube page. It's going down, man. Talk to us, man. What's going on in Florida?
Man, it's nice. Nigga, it was 85 today. Nah, it's chilling, man. It's doing the do, man. I'm out here grinding.
If you haven't seen him, man, check him out, man. Casso over there on Instagram or any other social media page. CASSOKINJI. I've been really liking his little 10-second. I know you want to hear more.
Nah, see, all right, there we go. I got better audio now. Nah, that's them is just like the quick. You know what I'm saying? The quicks.
Well, I know the album's coming. When's the album dropping? Keep it real.
Probably January.
Okay,
I'm gonna do a mixtape this summer though. For sure.
So we're gonna get Casso. This is an official invite to the live podcast. I have the Sunday spot, man. So you got to pick the Sunday. I already got my man from the Lou coming down here to do a singing thing. You know what I'm saying? The guy's serious. I love watching the videos he puts up, man. He puts his heart and soul into it. And, so we got people from St. Louis coming down next month in May. It's already booked, check. It's already going down. So that means, you come on up, man, this summer, rock some of that, you know what I'm saying?
When you talking about? You said May?
I'm saying if we can set a date. I got the calendar right here in front of me. I'm just saying, like, Sundays from like basically 3 to 7. I got this venue, and more venues to come. If you work for somebody or know somebody or you live out of town, whatever, if you have a venue that you think my podcast and party will fit great in, book it. Inbox me, DM me, hit me up. So but you're welcome up here, man. In the D, it's a short flight. Hey, I was in Fort Lauderdale last year. It's a short flight, bro. I'm telling you, come on up here, man. The Dallas, man. Put your performance on. Meet some of the good people. Get some of the good food, man, and have a daiquiri on me. Margarita Express, 6401 Cooper Street, Arlington, is going down on Sunday. Only 2 days left. Talk to me.
Get there, yeah, man. We just out here just putting these projects together, man, playing around on social media. The niggas getting caught up in this algorithm shit, so I'm going to cross it over a little bit. I got some little experiments I was playing with, you know what I mean? If you look at the numbers on this last video, I was like, oh, I figured something out. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to play around with it, drop the mixtape this summer, and then coming in maybe late 26, early 27.
Okay.
The movie, nigga. Like the movie. I this is y'all getting some exclusive shit right here.
Hey, look, I got a guy. Shout out to my guy Raglan out there, Raphael Raglan in Madison, Wisconsin. I want him to do my documentary too. I want him to do the life of Mu'addib. He's like, look, man, get the budget. Get the budget again. I'll shoot the movie. So
yeah, I got a story for him. You know what I mean? How it came down. I was on this other podcast when I had got out, right?
Right.
And
got out from where?
Oh, from the feds. Yeah, I was in the feds. You know what I mean? Got out from the feds. Got on my homeboy podcast. Okay. Life and Times with Tub City, wherever you want it. Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere.
Absolutely.
Check it out. Episode with Casso. But my peoples I mean, I don't know if you know all the way, but Prince is my people's. My grandmother and his mom were sisters. So my mom was out in LA dealing with some shit because he's about to get the star on the Walk of Fame or whatever. And her financial.
So he's saying that he's related to Prince, and they're gonna give Prince a star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, he's getting the star on the Walk of Fame next year. Yeah, that's next year.
Okay, so next year, look at that on social media. Prince is going to get a star on the Walk of Fame. You
come to Minneapolis this summertime too. We going to Minneapolis for the celebration. Come for that though. But regardless though, my mom's financial advisor was doing some little financial shit for these movie studios, and he was listening to the podcast. And I didn't know him for like 20 years, and he was listening to it with one of his business partners. And his business partner was like, "Is he for real?" You know what I'm saying? And Eric was like, yeah. You know what I mean? Because like, quick, long story short, like I had pretty good. My dad played pro sports. I grew up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I grew up in kind of a crazy household environment type thing, and
music,
all sports. That, sports, music, all the entertainment, everything. So everything that landed me all the way to getting into the feds and what I did, and then what happened in the feds and who I was with in the feds and
everybody
how I got out.
To be a gangster. The man, Prince is walking through the house. You know what I'm saying? And family like a little tyke looking like, you know. I mean, this is what it is. Now I live in Dallas. Your stars around all the time. You know, the Entertainer comes through here a lot. You know, Mary J, she's always here. Ice Cube always does Big Three here. So we see stars a lot. But in the Midwest, it's not like that. So I mean, this guy was living somewhere where, you know,
it was different.
Prince is a mega superstar. Prince is on that level where it's very, you know, I grew up in those days. So, you know, Purple Rain was turned into a movie. Real. Like Prince was a huge deal. I mean, say what you want to say about him. He had a little Young Thug in him, I guess, whatever the case may be. I'm just saying. But he was still a mega superstar. So shout out to the whole family, man. So look, what made you decide to go the music route instead of the sports route?
The streets. Straight up. Like I was playing ball in high school, playing ball in college.
True.
Long story short, I missed the flight to the Chicago camp because I was in the dope spot with the homeboy, and it got raided. They knew I wasn't selling dope, but they was like, yeah, if you don't give up this information, you ain't making that flight. So I guess I didn't make that flight. Tried to get back. You know, it's a 3-day camp. You know, I was on invite and didn't get back. So then ran straight to the streets. Dreams was crushed. Everything was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be wilding out. But I always did music though. Like music was everything from a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then as I ran the streets and was wilding, like I was like living my life and was like, yo, I'm gonna start telling niggas about this shit.
Who would you say your style is most like?
Nobody's.
Okay, but I mean, still, we're not reinventing the wheel here. There has to be someone close.
You can't reinvent the wheel, but you can make it better.
I mean, I'm just. There was only one old DB. There's only one old Dirty. He came out and did something.
And there's only one Casso. I don't sound like nobody else. I don't got no cadence like nobody else. I don't got no patterns, no layers, no nothing like nobody else. I'm an original. I'm one of
them. We're talking to the next old DB, and he's going to be performing at the Margarita Express on the live podcast and party with yours truly, Taibu Mu'addib, the host with the most.
I got it. Look, my cousin in Houston too. Word. So, my first cousin, my mom's sister's son. We was just down there. Word.
So look, check it. Now, if y'all really been following me, especially over here on Instagram, which is why I did my first real podcasting from the Airbnb when I first moved down to Dallas, I literally was always doing music on my intros. Did you know that, Casso?
Nah, I didn't.
Yeah. So I was always doing music on my intros. Your screen froze up a little bit for a second. So I was always doing music on my intros, and I didn't stop doing music because I lost a passion for it. I had to switch over my energy into the live podcast. Yep. So I had to make sure that I was putting the right energy and the right effort into the new venue, right? I'm still cold with the mic. I ain't dropped the mic. I'm just saying I had to take the energy, and this is the coaching hat on right now.
Go ahead, coach.
I'm a transitional life coach. I want you to know, stop trying to do everything all at once. If you want to excel in something, you're going to have to put energy away from taking care of baby girl or putting so much energy into homeboy, whatever the case may be. If you want to be great, if you want to achieve excellence at anything, you're going to have to pull back and hone that thing like a fine tooth. You have to sharpen that thing up for real. And that's how I ended up with the live podcast and party. Was I scaled back from a bunch of other things, and I just went hard doing just this, and we know what it is. Now, look, we're gonna get into the podcast part. If you need some coaching, some life coaching, I'm a transitional life coach. I'm a certified goal achievement coach through the PCS. If you need some life coaching, please inbox me or DM me, and I'll get you on the first coaching program. Check it out. So I'm gonna go to the screen share right now. What I did was so I was a little tipsy. I was a little fried up, but I was chilling, and I caught some guys hanging out afterwards. Now I got local legends, SlowBoogie. We got Twisted Black's DJ out there. So I have local legends coming through to the podcast to entertain the crowd after the podcast. So we're going to party with some local legends, all right? Guys that really got it going. But what I'm showing you right here, Casso, is me. I caught some guys, and I was just like, hey, let's chop it up about this podcast coming up. So the guy here, Wild Card, is also a local radio legend, entertainment legend here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So I didn't know that at the time, but I wanted to talk relationships with a couple guys coming from the club, looking like they were single, and women are out there dating. We have to get it together. And if you listen to these guys talking, I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna listen to these guys talk for a couple of seconds about the body count. And ladies, you still haven't given me a number. The men have, ladies. We're still looking for legit. I'm just keeping it real. Maybe I might get on the first podcast. I don't know. But ladies, to this day, after almost 4 years of podcasting and asking this question on body count, the women have still not given me a good answer on a number, which is crazy. But that's why our relationships, are failing in our black community. All right, let's go. I'm sharing it right loud live. Come over here to YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, you the fuck you do? What you mean? You count 3 times. Yeah, you do. Okay, so the difference is if I want to talk about body count with a woman, is it the same for you and her? No, a man, it ain't the same because a man, well, we can sleep with 100 women. 100 women in a week, in 1 week. A woman can sleep with 100 dudes in 1 week. You know what they're gonna say about that woman?
She a hoe.
She a hoe. You know what they're gonna say about that man?
You're a player.
So what do you think about that, Casso? I'm gonna pause it. We're gonna dissect this. So the men are admitting, because the men, as all men do, the men are admitting that the body count matters. So ladies, if you're thinking it's progressive, it's 2025, you can have 85 bodies, 100 bodies, 200 bodies, and you'll still find a high quality guy. It's just not going to happen. What's going on, D? What's on, that Mario? Good to see you over here. Shout out to everybody over here on TikTok rolling with me. What do you think, bro?
All right. Now, so I'm an equal opportunity employer, right? That ass. I look at it like this. People give that man mentality, like, oh, yeah, man is this, a man is that, a man is this, a man is that. All right. But the reality of it is, if you a bucket, you a bucket, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sleeping around, regardless, you know what I mean? If that's what you on, that's cool. No judgment. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is you can't say, oh, just because this person had this many partners, they're not worthy, you know what I mean? Or they can't be because they had that many sexual partners. I can't go for that. I can't go for that.
So what's your number, sir?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't even count. I'm
for the woman or for the guy?
it wouldn't even matter to me who you was fucking before you met me and how many people you was fucking before you met me. Is A, none of my business. B, none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking you because of what you did in your past. I met you because of who you are now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, oh, wow, you're such a nice girl. Let's hang out. Let's kick. And then we hang out for a couple weeks and everything is cool. And then I'm not the dummy. I'm not going to be like, yeah, so how many niggas you was fucking? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, so
to me, that's dumb.
No. Look, all due respect, everybody. I don't knock anybody for their opinion on my show. When y'all come to this point, you know, I don't judge folks for their opinions. If they don't make any sense, though, I will shame them. I will shame you. The shame bag gonna be in the house, but I won't judge you. But I will shame you. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you have to consider. Let me ask you this question. We'll move on into the video. It's been said on my podcast, because I said it, that women marry for security, men marry for purity. What do you think about that?
Fake. Okay. Men and women are the same thing.
Okay.
That's where the whole game gets twisted.
Okay.
Men and the only women have one difference than men.
What's that?
Bear children, okay, and because they can bear children, their maternal instinct is within. So we don't have that. We don't. If we produce sperm to the woman, she take it. Titties grow. All this stuff happens. That's all natural. That's the only difference between man and woman.
Absolutely,
our physiological. But the mind state, you know what I mean, that's created in our society. That's really what it is. You know.
Okay.
What I mean?
So with you saying that men and women are the same except for women can bear children. With you saying that, I just would have to ask, you know, unequivocally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? So some people believe this, that when you die, you reincarnate and come back as something else. Some people believe that. It's just real.
Right.
I don't, but some people do.
Right.
So if you really feel that way, and if that really was the case, and we all find out after we die that we're going to be reincarnated, would you? So you're saying that men and women are basically the same. Are you saying you're comfortable coming back as a woman the next time?
That's not too realistic for my thinking. That's too much ifs for me. You know what I mean? I can't if my way into a scenario that I know is not going to happen. You know what I mean? For me,
well, no, we don't. None of us know what's going to happen when we pass away. We all have basic beliefs.
Exactly. So because we don't know, henceforth, I'm not gonna if my way. I'm not gonna. I'm just saying. Hear me out. I'm not gonna if my way into saying, all right, well, if this happens, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I
can't. Like, I gotta stay in the realm of the reality of my understanding of life.
Okay,
you know
so
I'm trying to take myself outside of something that I don't know. That's where I get lost.
Well, I mean, I'm giving the ladies I'll give ladies their credit where their credit is due for sure. I'm just saying that
they're bearers of life. They're everything. We provide too, but they hold life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm saying all that to the side. You said it's all in the state of mind. So I was thinking, I was thinking, me personally, I don't have that Steve Harvey vibe. I can't think like a woman. I just can't.
Let me ask you this real quick. Give me one example of thinking like a woman, specifically to woman, that has nothing to do with childbearing, maternity, or nothing like that. Give me one specific example of thinking like a woman that there can be unequivocally no way that can be denied. This is for women only.
So I had Anastasia the Bold on my show. She's a local comedian, and she has her own nonprofit now. And she was saying on this podcast, the same exact podcast that you and I are on right now, just a different day. She was saying that when a man comes into the room, she feels his energy and she'll respond to that. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm listening to her, and I'm it's valid what she's saying. So for me, that's something solely and only and just for them.
See, I can't go for that because I feel everybody energy when they walk in the room, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I can't see. I for me, and this is one thing I learned early in life. Never say this is for this because it goes that way too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like nothing is streamlined straight for what it exactly is. You know what I mean? It
So you don't believe in gender roles?
Hell yeah. That's straight. That's straightforward. That's straightforward. There is no gender roles. Hold up. Pause. I'm gonna get this clear.
We getting close to that same niggas creeping up, boy. That's a huge contradiction there. We're the same, but we have different roles.
I told you physiologically. That's the only difference that we have. I gave you that example at the beginning. Physiologically, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Period. That's it. Ain't nothing else.
Okay.
Ain't nothing. Now, if you decide to throw on some shit to make you look however you decide you want to look, that's cool. That's on you. You know what I mean? But you're not going to tell me just because you threw some shit on, you know what I mean? Now you're a woman. No, I'm not going for it. Now, no disrespect to nobody. I got many friends in all communities. You know what I mean?
Entitled to your opinion. Entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, but all that you can. There's one and two, man, woman, woman, man. Whichever direction you want to put it in, that's it. Now, what you want to dress up as? Now, what you want to dress up as? That's on you.
Yeah, no. So with the gender roles, then there has to be. So not gender roles. So with the gender issue being what it is, you're saying definitively a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Yes. Okay, and so you're saying clearly now that they do have different roles in society and in relationships. Is that correct?
I mean, the only roles that they have is being a man and a woman as far as physically. You know what I mean? Like like, what do you mean? Is different roles?
So you're saying raising a child in a 2-parent household, it's statistics that they fare better than in a single parent household. We know that for a fact.
Right, for sure.
And that's because that's because you have the balance. You have the dad, the structure, the discipline. You have the mom, the nurturing, and whatever. So gender roles. That's all I'm talking about.
What if it's flipped? Because it was the other way for me. My mom was the gangster. My mom was the nigga, and my dad, the NFL player, was the come here, son. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like the roles that are being given to men and women have been bestowed upon us from society.
Here's the point. The point wasn't that one parent has to give, the other parent has to give it. You still had the balance. You still had both, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then we'll because the body count question really piggybacks off of gender roles, and we can go. Let's check them out. You'll see what I'm getting at in a second. Let's check them out in the next clip.
I feel like
He that dog. What that dog is?
I feel like it's double standards for both shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay if that's how society is. We can call it this a double standard, but if society says the man is a stud if he has a bunch of sex, but a woman is a hoe if she does, let's go with that.
But that's the thing though. Everybody wants to
society.
Fuck that. Look at the real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Would you accept a woman that has as many bodies as you?
Hell no.
Okay. All right. So there it is. So now the truth comes out. But you're saying that you would.
First off, that's his truth, and that's his insecurity. You could see.
Oh, yeah.
You could see it. His reaction showed you insecurity. Look at the video.
No.
Footage.
Is it fair to have a show where there's no judgment for opinions if that's how you feel? I'm asking you.
Yeah,
that's how he feels. That's how he feels. But you don't feel that way. You don't feel that way.
Nah, because I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna ask you. What the fuck are you asking somebody who else you sleeping with before? Do you got HIV?
Okay.
Do you have herpes? Are you clean? All right. That's just me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I
so
can't sit here and tweak
right.
my brain out because you was banging Tyrone and
Yeah.
Tyrone cousin and Tyrone little homeboy.
No. Of course
I'm
not.
not
Of course
doing
not.
that. But that's what that is. When people talk about, people put these phrases on shit, right? Like,
Right.
oh, body count, and make that shit sound cool. Like, yeah, body count. What's your body count? This, like this. Like it's a thing. No, you're talking about your sex partners. Okay. So now, if you're talking about your previous sex partners, that means that you're thinking about who that person was sleeping with before you.
Right. And so
I'm not.
only hold on.
I'm not.
Only in the sense that we're all social beings. We're predisposed to want to socialize anyway. And so when you have a situation where no matter what we think about how this thing happens physiologically, you can feel like men and women are only separate on just one level. But as far as us being creatures of habit,
where'd that habit come from?
No.
Well, hold on real quick. I gotta stop you real quick. I'm gonna let you go.
No, creatures of habit. Go ahead.
Holding on to standards that were bestowed upon us by a group of people that didn't even fuck with us. That's where we get these standards from. So if we're gonna really start talking, if we really gonna start, like, we're gonna break it down and give real free opinions and real talk about people's real truth. How are we going to sit here and talk about we're going to live by a certain standard by a society that was taught to us that don't even want us?
And I'm agreeing with you. So what my man is basically saying is like, this is like an assimilationist conversation because that works for them. It might not work for us. I get that.
What about the polygamous kings in Africa? You know what I mean? What about them cats over there where we're from? And the dudes that had 15, 20, and 30 wives or whatever like that and doing whatever they was doing.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like the mind state that we're perpetuating comes from an Eastern colonization. You know what I mean? Like,
So demonizing our natural heritage way of doing things. I get what you're saying. So look, here's the thing.
We're natural sexual beings.
Here's the thing. When it comes to what works for the child, you were raised in a 2-parent household, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't. And many of you out there may not have been. But since we have somebody on here that was, do you recommend children being raised in a 2-parent household?
It depends on the parents.
Okay, I'm just saying.
If you got two good parents that are trying to like raise you, yeah. But if you got one parent that's like, yeah, what's up, and another one that's a piece of shit, you'd rather be with the yeah, what's up one.
I mean, all I'm basically saying is in this society, since we're here, with respect to what you said about our original culture and heritage and roots,
right? Since
we're here, the kid don't know unless you're teaching them the outside the curve normal roots heritage thing. Right. So when you had both parents, but when I was young, I was in sports, and so I would go to a sporting event, and so I was naturally envious and jealous of the kids that had both mom and dad in the stands. Why? I'm just shooting it to you straight. Why? I'm not saying that gave me an overly super complex, but I know that it was noticeable for me and it affected me. I'm just saying.
Why?
So
society told you this is what
I have to consider my situation at that point, because I'm young. I'm 5, 6, or 7 years old. I don't know if my dad's an evil person. I don't know why he's not there.
Right. Word.
So
you're not supposed
and this person probably can't play the sport as good as I can. So why they get both parents? Why is his dad more interested in seeing him play? So you just ask me why. I'm just throwing it out there. You don't have to agree with my thinking, but
no, I can't disagree though.
No, but I can't disagree with. I'm a kid, so I don't know how other kids deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Or repress it. I'm saying repress it, or whatever the case may be. Become so we're shaped and molded in these situations. Our opinions of ourselves and the world around us. I'm just saying. So would you recommend it? You say you would if they're good parents. You wouldn't if they're both not. If one is, they're better off without the other parent. Okay, fine. You're saying that we're saying that as an adults, but when we were children, we still look and see people having stuff that we don't have, and we're thinking what's wrong with us or what's wrong with our family. That's how it came out to me. So
Right.
now we got past that. I'm just saying, if we don't have an understanding, in my opinion, of what's the best thing for the child, if we're starting a family and we're not going to include children, then the conversation might be more your way. But if building a family and starting a family and getting married is about building a family and creating a legacy that involves children, what's best for the kids, we have to talk as adults and relationships about how we can stay in these relationships. If one out of every 2 marriages end in divorce, that sucks for the kids of this country. It just sucks.
Oh, ain't no question.
So in the African community, I'm gonna let you go. In the African community, if 2/3 of all African community households is headed by a woman, that sucks for the African community, especially if if any of the kids in the household is a young man. Where is he going to get the righteous right standing for how to develop into a man from if mom runs the house? So I'm just saying, I'm directly addressing the relationship aspect. I'm not into the households. I'm just saying, if I could, through podcasting with guests like you, Caso, if I can through podcasting get the conversation going about how we can have an understanding, whether it's gender role issues or not.
It starts with us, though. It starts with us as the adults. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? The only way that we can truly get any type of understanding, like in our communities, and I don't just mean black, you know what I mean? This whole shit, you know what I mean? Because this whole thing is a blender. You know what I mean? And it starts with people teaching the youth properly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, but then teaching the youth properly starts within self. So when it starts within self, you have to have the wherewithal to say, I have to make good decisions for myself if I'm going to bring life into this world for the future. And that's not easy.
And look, I couldn't say any better myself. That's why I rock with Caso, man. That's why we have to listen to the kings of the nation. Let me put this next clip real quick, and we'll get right through this, and we'll get to the music.
Sure.
I love music.
Because I told my man, I said, body counts $1 million. Didn't I say it?
Is it like this? If you bring in home luggage, that's when your body count really counts.
So he's talking about y'all that can't let go.
There we go. Now that's what I'm talking about.
He said.
You heard what he said.
He said you can have 5 men, right?
Okay, that's.
Hear what he said. If you bring in home luggage,
high quality man, I believe
that's when your body count.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I was asking both the brothers for the number, but look at how the older gentleman says something, the younger gentleman says something. So this is what I was trying to get at.
That's okay, but at the age of 4,
I'm hard on the fellas.
Are you single, sir?
Hell yeah.
So I'm
the same. I got them so hyped up. I didn't even get to ask my question.
Here we go.
Ask my question. You see what when they see, that's what I ask questions. I ask good questions. So, sir. How many, in your opinion, and you have to give us a solid number, how many men can a woman be with intimately and still be considered marriage worthy?
Long as she don't.
No! Oh, that's why he'll never find love. Are you single?
He's telling you the truth. Did you hear what? Hey, hold on. Pause that real quick.
I got that.
Did you hear what that man said about that luggage, man?
Yeah,
he talk. Look, you know what he's telling you? He's saying the same shit that I said. It ain't none of my business who you was sleeping with before. Don't bring nothing with it.
Okay.
Was like
right. No. Look, I'm telling you right now. We swimming in the same pond. Just let me see how I dissected him. No, so the older guy said he didn't give me a number. He started trying to just talk to me like, no, bro, I want a number. Then he was like, blah blah blah. I said, are you single? He said, yes. Man, you're 50. You know what I'm saying? Watch. We'll try to break it down.
Come on, man. It makes sense, bro. Hey. We're a social people. Having that special someone hold our hand when our lights is fading. That's a big deal, bro. We're social beings. If you're single at the age of 13, that's okay. But at the age of 49, no, sir.
Now
Figure it out.
Now watch this.
So the point I'm making is the older gentleman single, and he's like, yeah, I'm single. What you think? And so I'm like, what? So like, but that's a badge for him, whatever. I'm like, I'm tripping because that's not the, for me personally, this is my personal opinion. I'm not judging him, but that's not how you get it done. Now I put it out there. So how come the 50-year-old supposed to be wise elder man didn't give me a number, is still single and proud of it, you know, at his age or whatever.
This is me.
The younger man that's hasn't been married yet, he gives me a number and everything. So I'm just saying, like, it's topsy-turvy. It should be the elderly man teaching the young man wise. The young man said, I don't know. That I wouldn't have tripped so hard. But a guy my age, he's like, I don't know what the number is. And you know what I'm saying? If we have nothing to teach the youth, to your point, Casa, if we have nothing to teach the youth, we ain't standing on nothing. No solid foundation, no nothing.
He gave him the game of the day. He gave him the game of the day. The luggage, man.
No,
telling you. Listen, you gotta hear this though. I gotta say this in dude's defense, because I'm not the type of person that I can't just think my opinion is correct.
No, go ahead.
You don't know what that man done been through to be single. Niggas get their heart stomped out, you know what I'm saying, and then be like, I'm cool.
And
so we don't know his situation. His situation, no, it's everything. Okay, because people can have a way that they say, all right, this is how I'm going to think, and this is how it's supposed to go and what I got going on. But mitigating circumstances just might tell you that, like, yo, this really ain't the move right now. You know what I'm saying? And if you've ever been in love, okay, and then, oh, how they do that shit? You know, and that shit get crushed out, you're not talking about dealing with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know at what point you caught him. The young man, you know what I'm saying, his opinion is going to be different because it's lack of experience. You know what I'm saying? The old head knows, like, yo, if I sit here and trip off of how many people, now look at his age, he's 50. Okay, so his age dating bracket are people with experience. So if at 50 years old and he's dating and he asks a chick, oh, how many people you slept with, and he trips out off of a number, it's like, nigga, what you think she's supposed to be sitting in the crib waiting for you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you're going to tell me that a woman can't go out and experience what they got to for themselves? They just got to just be waiting around and being all prudent. And how did you fuck all them bitches? That's what I want to know. If your body count is this high, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had to be doing, if all the dudes' body count, like, yeah, my body count through the roof. If that's the case, who are y'all having sex with? So because you have to be having sex with somebody for your body count to go up. And I kind of know mathematics a little bit, so it's like it don't even make sense.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. We're talking about ideal situations, having understandings, building healthy relationships. That's all I'm talking about. So what I'm saying that threw me off that night, tipsy or otherwise, was that the elderly gentleman who's supposed to have it all together should, like you see, to your point about experience, have went through some things, figured it out, and now we on point. So he has something to offer the young men and women as far as guidance. That's where it should be at. Right. So if he has nothing whatsoever to offer because he's 50 and single and still trying to figure it out, that's sad for our next generation. And why are we the lost generation and the lost people, and our community can't figure it out, and women are still
pause. We gotta pause.
Go ahead.
The lost generation.
I'm talking about where we're at in some people's philosophy. We're in the land of the lost. We're behind enemy lines. That's a whole different topic. But I'm talking about as far as coming back to where we are united in purpose as a people. What we're doing right now, everybody like spinning around in a cesspool.
AT, straight up.
Go ahead.
We never were united as a people. We came over here and got split. light-skinned niggas over here, dark-skinned niggas over here. Okay, off the rip. And then once we got split, we create a dissension was created within our own community based on color of complexion, based on what they did and how they classified us as people. We got released as slaves. What did niggas do? We didn't get together. If you want to start talking about Martin Luther and Malcolm X and all them or whatever like that, you see how fast that got killed. You know what I'm saying? So we as a people, for real, we've never been together anyway.
European violence against Africans isn't nothing new. How does it affect our families and our relationships?
Greatly.
That's applicable. Now as far as what you're saying, as far as us never really being unified, if we didn't unify at certain points, we still wouldn't have no voting rights. If we didn't unify as blacks dark skin and blacks light skin, if we didn't unify at certain points, we definitely wouldn't have the opportunity that we have today. So shout out to everybody that got together across.
I'm not diminishing with the movements that
I'm just saying. So unification is possible with leadership. That's where I'm getting back to the relationship thing. That's why I'm so.
Let's say that word. Say that word, coach. Say that word, coach.
Gender roles are important. There has to be leadership in the household. Now, women can be like, we can lead too. Is that what you see in the Hindu community? Is that what you see statistically wise in the European community? Is that what you see in the Latino community? Black women run around like we can lead too, but no other success, the Jewish community, no other successful culture in this country or around the world. I'm just keeping it real. So if we can rightly adjust our gender role situation, we have opportunity to have unity. And the same sisters that's running around talking about they want to the right to lead. I have the right to lead. So I'm making money. I have the right to lead. Is the same sisters. They're the ones saying there's no good men out there. I'm just go ahead, throw it out there.
Yeah. Let me say this.
That was cold.
The black woman has been predisposed to be the leader of the household. The men were snatched, and the woman was left to take care of the household. The mammies, they was the women in the house. The men was snatched. You know what I'm saying? So if we look at like one of the most important people in our freedom is a black woman, Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? Is a woman. You know what I mean? So it's like the black woman from jump coming over here had to lead because the men got snatched. Come here. Hit that field, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So now what does that leave the woman to do? I have to do everything. Plus take care of Massa and them.
Is that working for the community? Is black women leading working for our community? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. Name a black man. Name a handful of black men.
I'm not knocking your answer, but pull out the statistics that support that, sir.
Easy. I can pull out Congresswomen, Supreme Court judges. I don't mean them being successful. Black men and women. We're talking about black men and women. You're not going to be able to say
about our community, though.
How is that not my community? My grandmother was the superintendent of Minneapolis schools. So how's that not my community?
You're naming successful black women. I'm not saying black women shouldn't be successful, bro. I'm saying is black women leading our community, working for our community.
I'm talking about leaders. You could name the Maxine Waterses and all them. You could name a gang of them. We just had a vice president black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like
how'd that work out for the black community, sir?
It didn't work out for anybody. Politics doesn't work out for anybody.
Now we're agreeing. I'm not knocking the system. We want y'all to be successful. We want y'all to be power players. I want to be involved in a power couple, but we need to get the black men and I'm tough on the brothers. We need to get the black men out here leading. That's all I'm basically saying. We need to have the right conversation. And I'm glad that you and I are having this brief debate, because that's why we need to talk relationships. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because we can get this right if we have the proper leadership. I'm not going to get on here and red pill the sisters. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, if you accept your gender role, we uplift the black man back into the lead. We undo what slavery did to us culturally into our community.
We got to stop.
Go ahead.
You said uplift black men back into the lead.
Yeah.
When were we ever?
Okay, so
let me know when the black man was in the lead. Let me know.
So 4 African men founded the Black Panther Party for self-defense.
Okay, Oakland, California. I know the whole black.
But hold on. Furthermore, this Panther Party for self-defense was so organized and had spread so quickly, and they were about doing what? Protecting our own communities, that the feds came in, treated them like gangbangers, and killed the ones that they couldn't shut up, locked up the other ones that because killing too many of them, was hitting the media and the news, so they had to just lock them up and call them criminals. So they dismantled the Black Panther Party for self-defense of our communities, women and children, of women and our children. And then they behind, as soon as they did that, they flooded our community with drugs. So
the drugs came first. B, you gotta look at it like this, right? The only reason that they shut down the Black Panther Party, the only reason Martin got killed, Malcolm got killed, and both Kennedys is because there was movement. That's it. It wasn't about we're gonna go take them out because they're protecting their community. No, it was because they organized the community. And now when you organize a community and people move, you become a threat.
I'm just saying, he asked me what it looks like when black men are in the lead, and they had got to themselves to the point where
where the CIA came in and killed everybody. So when were we in the lead?
Hold on. All I'm saying is we're missing out on some really great music because Tupac and Biggie were murdered. We don't know how much good music we would be hearing, keeping it real, to this day, had they lived, had they not been murdered, been slain. So we don't know how effective the Black Panther Party for self-defense would have helped us regain a mentality of unity, self-respect, keep our families together, have our own hospitals and clinics and stuff like that, self-sufficient communities for African people, and not be so government dependent, right? So I'm saying we just don't know how those 4 black men and what they started would have achieved for us as a whole in this country had they not been slain. I'm just throwing that out there. Go ahead.
No,
because it definitely wasn't black women that did it. Go ahead.
But see this, and I agree. Of course, you won't know because they're not here. You know what I mean? But see, what I do in my reality is something like that. You know what I mean? Like a possible scenario if something could have or whatever like that. I don't even entertain that. I don't even entertain it at all because it's not real. You know what I'm saying? Ifs are not real. If they wouldn't have killed them and we were trying to do all this, nah, that's not real. They tried to put something together that was good, and our mighty government said no. Easy as that. Malcolm and Martin tried to put something together that was good, and our government said no.
Okay.
They got the president involved, and they popped him in broad daylight, and our government said no.
Okay.
So now,
the government doesn't want the black family to have men in the head. Go ahead.
Let me get my point across. So now, because we've seen all of these black leaders, men, okay, get murdered,
okay,
all right, get locked up, get framed. I was locked up with H. Rap Brown in the feds. Jamil El-Amin, like the real H. Rap. You feel me? And he told me so many stories about all this shit and why they got him, because he was supposed to be the leader of the Black Panthers and doing all this in Atlanta and all this other shit. Go check up Jamila Lamine. That's what y'all do. If y'all watching, go check him out and go get him out of prison straight up. But the fact of it is that anytime a black man took lead, look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Barack came in and everybody thought it was like, we're here and we in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? We in the same spot. So it's like we're talking about these black leaders and people that need to step up and do these things for the community, specifically for us, and niggas get killed. Plain and simple. They die. You get people together and move them in a group, you're a threat.
So unity is important. Everything that he said, and I because this is who I am. Since let's qualify Taibu Mu'addib right now. So I have a story. I'm the live podcast is to bring awareness to my coaching program. I want to help and heal and establish a positive legacy for our community. So when I did time, Costa, we both did time. I didn't do time in the fair. I was state guy. So when I did time, I was locked up. My last time being locked, I was locked up for a crime I didn't commit. And in there, I wrote a book for the children.
Oh, that's
because I believe that these books are available on AmazonBooks.com right now.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
Hold on. What I'm saying is I'm not going to speak about something without having some background research knowledge. And I know I'm fun, I'm having a good time, but the relationship is in our community is necessary. And so when I say we're trying to get the African man at the head of the household, I'm talking about I protested live. Many people can say I'm down for the movement. If you ain't get out there on the front lines and protested, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about then you don't know certain parts of the movement. So this is me. This is me, you know, putting the blueprint down. If Malcolm, and to your point, Martin had time to write books and lay the blueprint out for us, then it would have been a more continuous leadership. So I'm not. If they take me out, get the book.
Word.
Get the book.
And you gotta think, like, you see what my shirt says, right? MPLS, right? That's Minneapolis. All right. You know when change happens? When you tear shit the fuck up.
So
that's what we did to Minneapolis and the whole rest of the world when the George Floyd shit jumped off. Okay. Tore that bitch up, tore everything up. We're through. We're done with it. Change it now. And it's crazy because if you look in other countries, right, when their government does wrong, you know what I mean, and they're locking motherfuckers up for nothing and they're stealing elections and they're doing all that, then people hit the streets with rocks and bottles and throw them at tanks because they're like, nah, we're not having that.
Respect.
So I'm with bringing the black man to the head of the household. I'm with bringing the black man to the head of our leadership group. You have to look at what comes with it.
But the women have to see the value in that. That's why I'm talking relationships. It's a relationship.
So men create value.
It's a relationship.
It is a relationship, but men have to create that value. If we don't create that value, then like how can anyone see it in us? Because, okay. So now, I'm gonna talk personal. I gotta talk personal real quick.
Go ahead.
All right. I was a piece of shit, cold trash. I was that nigga that them bitches was talking about that ain't shit, that this, and the third. That was me 100%.
Okay.
Went through my trials and tribs and became a man and understood life and understood things that I needed to know to be able to function properly in society. Okay. You know what I mean? And once I understood those things, it was like, hold on. I got a responsibility now to be able to pass this game on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As I'm nobody's leader in nobody's household, but I'm a person that went through experience and says, well, you know what? I went from here thinking this shit was cool as fuck. I was thinking it was cool running the streets, carrying guns, doing the whole shit, running up in them banks, doing all that wild shit. I thought I was the livest nigga on the planet. And I was actually a scum of the earth cat. You know what I mean? So it has to take specific things for us to be able to say, all right, we got to change this.
Okay,
You know what I mean? And the drasticity of the situation, we don't have no Malcolm or no Martin to be able to rally with. Niggas thought it was gonna be Barack, and then he pieced out and started hooping with Zion Williamson. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was like it's a thing. It's a thing. You're right. Everything you're saying is right. It's a thing. But I'm the type of person that I want to say, all right, it is a thing. This is what it is. This is what we got to get. Why do you guys think this way? What's your opinion? What's your opinion? What do you think about? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have to be able to get everybody's full point of view and why it goes a certain way. And then I look at origin. Origin is everything to me. Or if you don't understand origin or where shit comes from, you're just riding along like everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, as from a linear perspective, people need any process has steps. Would you agree?
100%.
Yeah. So that's me. The epiphany that I have about how to get this thing more in the right direction is right. The first step. So for me, the first step is for us to have the conversation. And you did not disappoint me. I knew he was gonna get all deep with me. We talking about, you know what I'm saying? I knew he was gonna go all deep, and I knew what you was gonna do. But here,
that's real life, though.
Let me. Well, some folks might not be ready for that yet, but let me go ahead and knock this last little clip out because this is what you're saying is now applicable to what he's gonna say next.
Them out. How does she go past your
and this is young man right here in this clip. He's saying that he dated a woman that had kids before and it wasn't right. So I'm like, okay, you think you're a high quality man. This is what you're saying. And you're saying that you had one experience with a woman that had kids. It wasn't right. Help the single moms out. If they want a high quality man, help them out. You know, so I'm trying to get out of them. Watch this.
Healthy boundaries.
You gotta pay attention to the nigga that y'all fuck with, bro. Because look, there's a saying that says you are who you fuck around. We are what you eat, and you are who you fuck around with. So what you do, you gonna attract that same nigga, the same niggas that be clipping all the time, doing all that. That's gonna be the same niggas you gonna attract. And you say you want a good nigga, you gotta move yourself in that environment so you can get out of that environment and find you a good nigga. So that actually cares about the
So
kids.
are you saying in your one experience with he's saying his one experience with a woman that had children, are you saying that you found out the hard way nice guys finish life?
I found out the hard way too. Cause I ain't gonna lie.
Look at his face. This is going viral.
I'm not saying I'm a nice guy. Like, I'm just a real nigga. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you no matter what. I don't give a fuck. Nice, mean. I'm just gonna be me and be real. That's
No. I wasn't trying. No, you a thug. You thugging. He thugging. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm saying. If you think about it, our queens deserve a nice guy.
They do.
Goddamn right.
Out of all the trauma that y'all been through, sisters, y'all deserve a nice guy.
Your damn head on straight though, man. Because don't no man want to.
You didn't say her name, but help the single moms out. How does she push you away? You a high quality guy, single woman. Don't push the high quality guy away doing
bullshit.
Shit. Not like respecting, not respecting him.
Oh, so what he's not. So what he's not. What he's not. So you're unhealed. So she wasn't healed.
Don't dress like a thought and want to get married.
Come on, look.
Don't fucking want to dress like a hoe and then tell me, oh baby, I'm with you. No, because why? Now you want me to protect your thug hoe ass, but you want to. No,
you
it don't work.
Some shit that we don't want to get into.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Now we gotta protect you because you got into some shit.
They sound like controlling guys. I'm gonna leave before the. They sound like controlling men. That's control is not high quality. You over the hill.
Hey, you wild.
Exactly.
Hey, you wild. That nigga was like, hey, you wild, G. You wild.
Hey, yeah.
You
I ain't
wild.
got I'm not playing. I told you, I'm hard on the fellas. They went from talking. I'm just trying to find out what she did wrong. And fam said she can't dress a certain way, she can't talk a certain way. I'm like, hold on. That's domestic
Whoa.
violence. I know about that. Shoot, I ain't trying to.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
you know,
all that turned into right there. That turned into somebody calling the police.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I've had that. So look, and I didn't have the shame bag, so I had to just walk away from them fools. Like, let me get away from y'all, man. For y'all, they associate me with that. But that's what I'm saying. That's where the conversation, Casso, needs to happen, man. Because we're in a situation right now where the man should lead, but you saw them men. They didn't know how to lead. They had no idea, you know, what to expect from the single mom.
And now let's go back to the origin. Well, let's go back to the origin. Who is going to be their leader? Who, like, that's like I said, in the 60s when all that shit went down and everybody got popped out, it got crazy. That got crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that killed the black man. Who did people have to say, hey, we're going to look at him? Farrakhan? Nah, he was too radical. Jesse Jackson, they thought he was a sellout. Al Sharpton at the time, they thought he was pimping. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we had.
Well,
you know
I mean, Casso, like everybody has a voice. That's why. Right. So when I put this book out, I meant it. This is just, I just need more eyes on me. This book is on there. This is part of my legacy. And the book,
we gotta stop.
The book right here is,
why ain't I seeing no commercials?
What does it say?
Get commercials and
what does it say, Casso?
I would rather be lifeless than be powerless.
There it is.
Word.
There it is. So what I'm basically, when I put that book out, that put me on the watch list. Don't think it didn't. They read it. I mailed these books in to the prison I was in last, because I told the guys I was going to do it. And man, people, to be a leader, you have to be a man of your word when you leading people. So the guys in the joint was like, when you put them out, send them into us. They wrote me. The prison wrote me. Like, why are you sending this stuff into our prison? So what I'm saying is I can. Hold on. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
Listen what I'm saying, people. Casso is not. He's not tripping. The European power structure will come down with the full force of death if it's not done. If the leadership is not wrested from them. The European power structure wants to lead the black family.
Yeah.
So putting the black women out there and attaching her to ADHD medication checks and welfare checks and food stamps and EBT cards, attaching, keeping her linked in, saying, hey, you don't got to listen to no black man. We got you. Don't worry. Oh, he's acting up. Call our guard squad. We'll come get him, lock him up. I'm
agreeing with you. I need to say something in agreeing with you.
Go ahead. Good.
When you talk about, the affordable housing, the food stamps, the all that, the WIG, the EBTs and all that. And then you have our music industry promoting independent women. I got it on my own. I can do it on my own. Don't nobody got to do it. I can do it for myself. I'm independent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to see where all the messages are coming from too, though, because who control the industry. The music shit. We ain't got to talk about that. That. You know what it is. So for that being said, it's just like, you're correct, because when we don't have that leadership position and then we have our entertainment venues giving us, hey, you can do it on your own. You don't need nobody. This is how it could be. You can be a woman. You don't need no man. This, and the third. And no, you don't need a man. But what happened to family? That's what it comes down to, T. What happened to family?
Man, all I'm trying to say is that I feel like X, King, Garvey, all these strong black men, even Booker T. I feel like all these strong black men that stood up, they looked at their family, looked their kids in the eye, and knew they couldn't leave the world the same way. So even if I move the needle for our community a smidgen, I've made the difference. I mean to make. So I apologize. I apologize for doing so much podcasting with you without you knowing about the books. My mom passed in February. I lost my mom in February.
Oh,
this year.
This past February.
This past February. So my mom and my dad had been collecting my books. So when I went up there, you know what I'm saying, and went to the service and stuff like that, we had to, so I end up, in possession again of my books, and that touched my heart that my mom and my dad were reading my material. That they know that they possibly had raised that they had raised the next king. They were, I'm saying personally, me personally. So that was small comfort, but it was still some comfort knowing that that moms and my pops that they see where I'm going. They didn't read. They was doing their due diligence on this, and it checked. It checked out.
I know that springboarded you.
I'm just saying. No, they never told me. They never told me.
I know they didn't tell you, but you found out.
You know what I'm saying? But they, if I wasn't on point, they would have let me know. That's how I would have found out if I wasn't. If I wasn't going the right direction. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right. So make a long story short though. So yeah, I apologize, Bo, for not letting you know. This is, I'm just, like I said earlier, I pulled back because I pulled back from this to go in the direction I have to go into to get more eyes on me, and then this comes back out, and I might have a 5-year run before I'm pointing somewhere in Memphis, and they take me out. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Once
I need them copies. You said I can find them on Amazon.
Yeah, they're on Amazon. Once I have the eyes on me on the numbers, my followings up, the entertainment thing. Once I have eyes on me and people are researching who is Taibu Mu'addib, what God would call himself the African Messiah, knowing, to your point, what they do to these type of guys in America. Why would he put himself out there like that?
Because you have to.
Because if I don't, my daughter might be on social media next, getting slammed down and choked by an officer in a bathing suit, and then my run is short because he ain't safe nowhere.
It's over with. Yeah, it's over with. Then
you know what I'm saying? I've been blessed. I prayed to God. I've been blessed. They haven't messed with mine yet. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a short conversation.
They won't.
It would have made national news for 2 days. It would have been a whole different story on national news. I'm just shooting it to you straight. So I've been blessed. Because this right here, maybe her dad wasn't in her life. You know what I'm saying? I have to only think that. You know what I'm saying? Or to Caso's point, he'd been codified by assimilationism, and he was gonna just trust the process. I'm just shooting it to you straight. This is Taibu Mu'addib talking. He brought it out of me. I'm just saying. So the coaching books that I put out, Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies, you gotta get that book. And a friend of mine challenged me after listening to me read it. A friend of mine challenged me and said, "You're not living what you write." Said that, and I could tell it was two things: that this person, like Caso today, that this person doesn't understand there has to be a slow burn for something like this. You can't just jump out there. Now look, COVID did hit. COVID hit. I had organized the march on the Capitol with some folks that's doing some things. When I put this book out here, I did 3 protests downtown Madison. There's an active, open FBI investigation into the people involved in my court trial. It was a farce, and I filed against them. So I'm saying,
you already know the move when you start telling truths in public, man.
Yeah. I'm talking about what's real. So I'm just saying this is how it affects our relationships. So we have to have relationship when we sisters, brothers, when we come together and we have relationship conversation that makes sense, and we start accepting our roles. Men, if you're comfortable being heroes for the sisters, then the sisters have to in turn be comfortable submitting the S word. So now we have submissive sisters and men who are heroes. That's when now our relationships and dating in the African community takes on a whole different spectrum. A whole different spectrum. Lastly, when it comes to body count, this is my end all to be off body count. We're creatures of habit. If a woman is gapping her, because men I'm a man. I just don't have the same attachments after a night, after rolling the hay. I've seen women taking these things on and how it affects them. So here's the thing. If you have a high body count, I put on a podcast like this one time, Caso.
Mm-hmm.
Humorously, it's kind of humorous, but a woman's body count across the spectrum, not just in our culture, but a woman's body count can be seen as her marital FICO score. The reason I say that is because if your credit score is low, no one's going to invest in you. No one's going to give you a loan. No one's going to go get into a 5 or 6 year or 7 year term on a car or a 30-year term on a home. No one's going to invest in you. They're not going to do business with you because you don't pay people back. So when I say the body count these days, especially these days, is a woman's marital FICO score, fellas, take that seriously. If she has above the 5 and 10, whatever the double, if she's in double-digit bodies, that means any swipe will do. So you're always on the hot seat. If she says she's changed and she's been in church for 2 years, we're still creatures of habit. She'll cycle back to that thing in a heartbeat if she feels like you're not holding it down. And you could be, if you could just be her perspective. Something triggers her. Now you've been taking care of her for 5 years, her stepkids for 5 years, bought her a home and stuff like that. Something you do triggers her, and now she called Tyrone. Now she gets it's inboxes and emails and stuff happening. This is what's real. So if you're going to invest in her in a marital sense, not just dating her, but if you're going to invest in her in a marital sense, you have to know what her FICO score is. Because if any swipe will do, she's not for you. It's that's too much. That's too much competition and blind trust in a situation where you need to build that foundation, that household on solid oak. If you get peat wood, it's not gonna withstand the storms. I'm just shooting to you straight. So if you want to know the real deal, in my opinion, maybe not in the world, but in my opinion, fellas, it's real. I've been married before, and I would never do it again if I'm not for sure that this woman's FICO score is conducive to my expectations. High requirements laugh at low expectations. If you go into a relationship and you have low expectations, high expectations laughs at low requirements. If your requirement for her to get into a relationship or marry her is just that she's really nice to you, that's not gonna last. We all know the honeymoon phase and then the challenge phase, and then now you're my boo phase. It's different phases. So I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna last. And the emotional aspect of it, I guarantee you statistically, if she has a low body count, she has a high level of emotional intelligence. And that's what you need in them times when she becomes emotional. She's not going to be so emotionally unintelligent that now a guy that's been messaging on Facebook and flirting with her on Instagram for 10 years, y'all marriage is good, something go wrong and you don't like something, or she lipstick on your shirt, didn't know it was your sister or your cousin, you know what I'm saying? She thinks it's a woman, so now she hasn't even asked you. She's going off on dummy. She's fully cheating on you now, whatnot. Come to find out, the cousin say, hey girl, in case 2 years later she cheated for 2 years, now hey girl, did you know I hugged him, I left lipstick on his shirt. He said he's going to tell you. Did he ever tell you? Yeah, because he was really worried about it because he loves you so much. And now you have been cheating for 2 years. You find out the man was straight the whole time. It was just you. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about that's what a woman with a high body count and low emotional intelligence was going to do. That's immutable. That's immutable. She doesn't. Any swipe will do. I'm telling you right now what I know. I'm 50 years old, lived experience. I don't care. I'm gonna say that's the woman you dealt with. No, I'm listening to him. Megan Thee Stallion. She said, "I tell a fool to shut up and he listens." What? When I heard that verse, I was shocked. That should have been banned. I would have went to the FAA myself. ban that verse. I tell a man to shut up and he listen. What? Absolutely not. That was it for me. That was it. I did this talent, but with that right there, that was lets you know that we need to have this relationship conversation. Women, I'm telling you, submit to a man. Don't tell him to shut up. If you tell, don't tell. If I catch a woman singing that song or any making a song, she's her FICO score is too low for me, marital wise. Go ahead.
Nah, I was going to tell you, I got a session at 2:00. It's 1:40.
Oh yeah, do your thing.
When's the next live?
No, I'm probably gonna go live a little bit, probably earlier tomorrow, but I'm gonna go live. The D-Day is on Sunday.
Sunday,
I'm less than 48 hours away from the live. I'm gonna do it on TikTok because I have a subscription set up on TikTok, so I'm gonna make. You can't watch it for free. If you're here, you go on Eventbrite. It's a live podcasting party. If
you go get the subscription.
Yeah. If you subscribe, Taibu Mu'addib is my name. You see it up here everywhere. Yeah, I mean, get the subscription, man. I'm gonna have it live. I'm gonna have it up there. You're gonna get the behind the scenes what I'm doing with the act and the DJ and how it all builds up. So yeah, for sure. But I'm making the links to the
having me, dog.
The whole deal. Oh yeah, man.
Like for sure. We gotta get that. Man. We gotta get that session in too. I gotta see what I can link up to this. I gotta see if I can be able to present.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can. Right there, I see it. So yeah, I'm gonna set everything up and we're gonna get down. We're gonna do it the right way.
Yeah, you know absolutely, man. Well, look, Casso, your mixtape dropping and your album dropping is a inspiration to me because I do want to put another album out myself.
Do it. Don't want to do it.
Nah,
if you got shit to say it.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it right here on this podcast.
Shit.
Hey, Taibu.
Say it. Yeah. We don't have to do a collab.
Say it over. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you need, you know what I mean, just hit me.
Straight up. No. This is an official announcement. He and I gonna get this. We're gonna do this cut together. We're going. It is what it is.
Bet.
I'm gonna let him go first.
It don't matter. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna let him go first.
Bet.
Well, I did a song with my little brother. And I went first. That messed the whole song up. He didn't know what to do. When he heard my verse, he didn't know what to do. He went all over the place. Auto-tune and everything. I'm just saying. I'm gonna send you the songs. You can hear it. I'm gonna send you the songs. You can hear it.
I want to hear that for sure. But hey, dog, I appreciate you for having me on. I will be back. I ain't gonna be no stranger. I'm in the building.
Casso Kenji, everybody, man. You already know what it is. Check them out all over it. CASSO space KINJI.
Everywhere. Casso Kenji everywhere. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man. 100. Taibu Mu'addib right here, man. That's the show, man. We went as hard as we could go. You heard Gender Roles is going down 6401 Cooper Street, man, Arlington. It's the Margarita Express. Get your tickets on the Eventbrite. I got the Eventbrite ticket master on everywhere. It's on my page, all over the place, man. Get it. We're gonna charge probably more at the door because it's probably gonna be packed. So just expect that. So get them little cheap tickets right now. But matter of fact, everything's cheap right now. Give me 6 more months. Once I get on the road, it's gonna be about $50, $200 to get in. I'm telling you what it is. This is what's going to happen. What's going to happen? It's going to go that fast because I'm dropping that real knowledge, man. If you see the books, you see the pedigree, accomplished author, podcaster, transitional life coach, man. If you have a goal, fitness, financial, relationships, man, and you really want to go to the next level, inbox me, DM me. And I get you on the First Step Coaching Program. It's Taibu Mu'addib. Remember, when you overcome today's obstacles, tomorrow will feel like paradise. That's the show. Get your subscription on TikTok and watch the show on Sunday. Let's go. Bing, bing, bing. You already know what it is. Bing, bing, bing. Let's do it.